I'm a DJ boy, going to Dcentral, minting NFT, farming DeFi, being crypto poor but JPay rich.
Hey guys.
All right.
Cool. So we'll get everyone get settled. There's a crew leaving. That's not usually a good sign, but I heard some people still play to earn games and move to earn games.
Play and earn.
Play and earn.
Sorry,
I messed it up in the first 5 seconds. Yeah. So I'm Jay. I'm one of the 3 co-founders of Genopets. Move to earn, free to play move to earn RPG. Some of you probably been looking at move to earn and some of the stuff happening in the space. I'm down to keep this casual if anyone has questions about what's going on in the space. But Will graciously joining me here. Didn't get his face on the slide, but
That's all right. So I'll go into myself a little bit. So I'm Will Deane from Rainmaker Games. We are a blockchain gaming platform connecting gamers to games. A little bit about us. I think that discoverability, finding what games are out there, is a big problem. If I ask somebody, where do you go to learn about blockchain games? Twitter is the answer. There's really no...
Twitter and the Discord.
Twitter and Discord. And so, I'll give you this quick riff. If, Microsoft is buying Activision, Sony buying Bungie, Take-Two is buying Zynga, and the future of gaming really is Web3, and that's what we believe, someone's got to fix the gamer side, right? Someone's got to say, how do people figure out where to find these games? How do we play these games? How do we move between these games? And so that's kind of what we've been out to build and what we've been out to fix.
Epic. Now, Will and I go back from the start of this GameFi phenomenon last year. Rainmaker and Genopets have been working together for about a year now.
About a year.
We're coming up on kind of the public beta of our game. So Genopets is a move to earn NFT game, but more than an app that pays you to walk around, which we've all kind of seen. The story or the emphasis behind Genopets is predicated on you building a bond with your pet. Think about a Tamagotchi or a Pokemon that you take care of by taking care of yourself. As you walk around, as you stay active throughout your day, Genopets is passively tracking your steps in the background. At the end of the day, you open the app, you bank your steps, you convert your steps to energy that you use as the currency, it's not a token, to play the game in a bunch of different ways. Everything from taking care of your pet, feeding your pet, playing with your pet, or upgrading and leveling it and evolving it. Because your pet itself is the NFT. It's the what you care about that you come home at the end of the day. You skip working out every day, but you don't skip feeding your dog. It's that premise of like, can I build a bond with this digital pet that I will take care of by investing in myself and get some rewards along the way, whether those rewards come in the form of fungible token that you receive from walking or in-game items that you'll be creating to either upgrade and evolve your pet to make it more rare or sell in a marketplace to other people that want a head start to get ahead.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I'm going to dive right into questions. I'm not the moderator, but I'm going to dive into questions because I know, on the outside, there's a lot of questions around GameFi, and there's not a lot of sophisticated operators in this space, but Jay is, and his team are awesome, and they're thinking far ahead about things. But one of the biggest questions that I get asked when I'm on investor calls or just talking to partners is like, is really play to earn the future, or play and earn? How can it be sustainable? Look what happened to Axie. And I think that, some of the people that are in this space that are really thinking far ahead, they have answers to those. And, I'd love to hear yours.
Yeah, thanks, Will. It's interesting because sustainability is probably like 2 things come up when you talk about play to earn. 1, how's everybody going to cheat? And 2, how are you going to stop them from just farming your game? Cheating, especially in the move to earn space, is an interesting one because people have apps that make their phone get steps or like devices that make their phone get steps and all those things. And the sustainability kind of comes down to the same thing. It's all about how you design the game. You can say all day long that you're going to create crazy algorithms and all this stuff to like detect cheating and to make sure that people don't farm the game. But in reality, it just comes back to, can you make a game that people really like care about? And I think that's part of the reason why we designed the whole concept of the game around this pet is to make the sustainability of the economy come from a player's innate desire to care about, take care of, upgrade, customize this pet, something we all grew up with, nostalgia factor that makes the game ultimately be more about the token that I can earn every day. Now, what does that actually mean and how does that break into details? When you think about designing a sustainable game, everyone talks about sinks. We need sinks. We need sinks for the token. What are people going to spend the token on so they don't dump it? And more than just in-game items and things you can buy with the token you earn every day from walking, you need deflationary sinks. Because if the sink is breed more axes or create more yield-generating assets or upgrade your thing in some way so that it generates you more yield, you're only asking for more inflation. You're kicking the can down the path, or whatever that expression is. But if you can design deflationary sinks, things that people want to spend money on because they just care about your game, you will ultimately get that path to less inflation that leads to sustainability and people caring.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think that the main point that I keep coming back to that makes a lot of sense here is that if it's fun, right? If it's fun, if there's that intrinsic value that you want to play the game, or that this means a lot to you, you're going to stay with it, right? Most games right now that people are playing, the ones that have millions upon millions of users in Web 2, is because they're fun. And they have, that like you wake up and you want to play the game, and so, you have operators like yourself that are thinking about these things that will make mass adoption happen.
And I think too, it's easy to say the game needs to be fun, but sure, we will all figure out how to design fun games, or the Web 2 people will come in and they'll make fun games because they've been making fun games for the last decades. But you have to acknowledge the fact that people do want to earn from your game. Like the ownership aspect of it, the earning aspect of it is really important to Web3. That's why, as kind of negative as it's getting in connotation, it's also a big part of why people like Web3. They do have this opportunity to own the assets from the game, to see some rewards, to take their sweat equity that they've dumped into this game and turn it into some sort of a return. But how you design that return is the most important thing. If farming the game for inflationary fungible token is the primary way people see to earn, i.e. your SLP, or in our case, key token, again, it's a recipe for disaster. But if you can design a marketplace economy or a player-driven game that is dependent on people burning token to create things, i.e. create NFTs that they will sell to other people, you have money coming into the ecosystem, not just from the people that join the game and buy the asset they need to play the game. So it's no longer predicated on user growth. That was one of the biggest problems people saw about Axie early on, or almost every play-to-earn game, is the growth of the economy is predicated on more people coming in and buying. And if more people come in and buy, we go up and up, we can pay more people more, and the Ponzi keeps growing. But if you find a way that people who are really invested and interested in the game want to reinvest what they get from the game, but still have the potential to earn, you have a recipe that starts to make sense. You have more burn channel, you have more sustainability from that. In Genopets specifically, the way we've done that is, again, back to your pet. Your pet's an NFT, you get one for free, you walk around, sweat equity alone can level up your pet and make it more rare and valuable on a marketplace. I don't want to start with a level 1 pet, I'm going to go on Magic Eden and buy a level 20 pet because I just don't want to walk. But throughout that process, like every free-to-play mobile game, it takes a long time. You can only grind by walking so long to get to that point. But eventually, you'll see this sort of micro-transaction, micro-economy from all the free-to-play mobile games arise, where people are buying power-ups. They're buying power-ups that customize their pet to make it look cooler. Great deflationary sink. I want my pet to have that set of wings, or be this color. Or buy power-ups that will inflate, like I'll get more energy, or I'll get more boosts because I'm going on a hike today. I want to make sure I use this power-up to capture all the energy from my hike and my extra steps I'm going to do today. So if we design it around that, the people that are creating those power-ups are burning the token that they get from walking around every day. So you've got marketplace fueling the primary earning opportunity in the game, so that people are forced to make a decision every day. Do I pull my token out of the game and go pay my electricity bill? Or do I reinvest that token into the game and create some NFTs and upgrade my pet, who could potentially have a longer-term earning opportunity that doesn't hit the economy?
Yeah, I love that. That's a great answer. I think you touch on a really good point, and it brings me back to a question. It's like, why are Web3 games important, or why are they important to blockchain? And I have an answer myself. I think that we saw a new subset of users that pushed crypto or blockchain forward, right? Like you said, the ability to earn. Some people really want that, and so you think Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines. Like you have a new subset of hundreds of millions of users saying, okay, well, an extra $5 a day does matter. And so this evolution of gaming, you're going to see a lot of games like yourself that come in and still have those people pushing blockchain forward, and they want to be able to move their money around from whether they want to reinvest it or from game to game. And that's also one of the things we're solving is we see, I forget, our CTO said, I think in World of Warcraft, you can't really sell anything for money, but there was always this secondary marketplace where you would sell your bags of gold, right? And so this has been happening, but what blockchain has made the possibility for you to actually move the value you accrue in one game to another game. Now, the process to do that is, like 21 steps of bridging, swapping, claiming, figuring out where the liquidity is, and then getting it. We're solving that with one click, game to game. But I do think that you brought up a good point. It's like there is a new user here, a new gamer that is looking at these games and saying, hey, even if it's not $50 a day like an Axie, I still want to earn something.
Yeah, and the fact that you earn something or have some opportunity to see a return or a reward from your spending time in the game, I think is a really just like an interesting experience that a lot of people who are in traditional gaming just haven't even realized was a thing they could do. And they've taken for granted the fact that I sink hundreds of hours into this game and my return is just enjoying it. And that's fine. But if you can add to that and create a game that people enjoy but can see some amount of return from, the return ends up being icing on the cake and a sense of ownership and pride in what you're doing in the game. I grew up on Ultima Online, one of my favorite games. I sold my Ultima Online character on eBay back in the 90s because that was the only way to get liquidity from a game when I stopped playing. So I think that is definitely one of the things. But one of the other pieces of sort of why games even matter to Web3, I think at a more macro level, is games have always been, historically, back to like Pong. Pong was like one of the first games ever that like people actually had computers. Most of us probably didn't grow up on Pong. Had computers in their house or in their office because they could play this thing called Pong. So games have traditionally been this like vehicle through which people want to learn about a new technology, and they want to experience new technology, and they want to invest in that technology. And I think crypto games, Web3 games, have that opportunity to bring Web3 to a new audience that doesn't really get why Web3 matters yet. But if I can learn about the fundamentals of DeFi by playing with my pet, like you've got this opportunity to educate the next billion or interest the next billion in even checking out crypto. So I think that's the big appeal.
Yeah, I mean, that's why all the money's coming into space, right? It's not just because they saw the rise of Axie, but people that don't really understand the mechanisms behind the blockchain or behind the game are playing, and there's adoption happening. So if really, really good game publishers come in and really good games come in, what do you think is going to happen over time? Everybody's going to adopt gaming. And so that's why you see, like I mentioned at the beginning, like Microsoft buying Activision, Sony buying Bungie. It's like, okay, like they might be sitting on the sidelines. You better believe they're developing blockchain games underneath the hood. Doesn't mean they're allowing people to, move between games, the interoperability conversation. I won't even get into that because I don't even think that's almost like a vitamin, not a pain pill. I don't even think that really matters too much at this stage. But yeah, I mean, the next 100 million, billion users are going to come through by way of gaming, which will help overall adoption.
Yep, it's the bridge, it's the pill. It's the thing that gets you interested that, I mean, you may not care about DeFi, but you definitely care about whatever game it is you want to play. And if you have to learn some crypto along the way, I feel like that's a recipe for getting people in.
Yeah, exactly. And for us, it's really just about making it easier, right? So I gave the example of, well, actually, it's funny. When I met my CTO, he's very Web 2, and I said, hey, look, here's what we're building. We're building this platform. Here's why it makes sense. He goes, I'm not your guy. I don't know this crypto stuff, but let me go play a game. And he came back to me 2 days later, and he said, dude, this is fucking hard. He goes, I have to go to Coinbase, buy Ethereum, swap it, right, to WETH, then figure out where the native token is, then, figure out how to get into the marketplace. And then once I get into the marketplace, I don't even know which ones I'm supposed to buy to play this game. And so that, he's also a product guy, and it really was like, okay, if this new generation or the next billion users coming into blockchain are going to be gamers, we need to remove all those barriers. We need to have on-ramps right to games. We need games to be discoverable by things that are not on chain. So you see like DappRadar and a lot of these like aggregators talking about coin prices across games. But for us on our platform, we're like, was that really what the gamer wants? They want to know what's fun, what has the highest earning potential, what is the best graphics, reviews, things like that. So there is a blend of Web 2 to Web 3 to get the user to adopt. But I think most importantly, it's the ease of use. Right? Obviously, if you're making money playing a game, you're going to jump through those barriers. But most gamers, or think about platforms out there. Like if you go to play Steam, click, you get to play. Right? You want to go watch the newest movie? First off, if you want to ask what is the newest movie, because I definitely have this problem every single weekend with my wife, trying to figure out what else can we watch, because for some reason I've watched every single movie and TV show out there. I assume we all have post-COVID.
There's never anything to watch on Netflix.
There's never ending, but the answer is like you go to Netflix, and it's right there. And then you can click play, it's right there. And so we need that level of simplicity in gaming for the next billion users. I think that someone's going to solve it. I hope it's us. And working with guys over at Genopets.
Thank you, sir. Will you take a question? I'm curious what it is.
I got one question real quick. Is there anything you can't gamify for monetization purposes? Like this is
Anything you can't gamify?
Work to earn. That's
work to earn. I saw one that was sleep to earn. There's a bunch of to earns if you go on YouTube, but I think honestly the to earn thing is like we have to keep calling it a move to earn because that's what everyone else is calling it, and that's what gets people's attention. I honestly think move to earn or anything to earn is going to have to go away at some point. It sets the wrong taste in people's mouth. Like it puts the wrong idea in your head from the start. The to earn side of it needs to be seen as the icing on the cake and the reward, not the purpose of why you're playing it.
Yeah.
I do think, yes, you can to earn anything right now, and people are trying to earn everything right now. But, and maybe just to plug Genopets again for a second, the idea is that the activity that you do to earn all needs to roll up into some experience that's fun.
Yeah.
And in our case, that's a pet that you're going to take care of and nurture and upgrade and customize and battle with, a la Pokemon Tamagotchi, that we've all loved for the last 2 decades. So if I want to make Genopets a sleep to earn or a read books to earn or a whatever it's going to be, those are all inputs into ultimately taking care of this NFT, this digital pet, that reflects your overall well-being and what you do in life, whether that's sleeping, walking, or whatever it ends up being.
Yeah, and almost think about it like if you remove the earning capability, would the game still have users? Would they really still want to be part of the game?
Walk around and take care of my pet is definitely a game that I will be playing regardless of any tokens you give me.
Yeah.
We had another one in the back.
Yeah.
Genopets and Step-In? Oh, yeah, quick. We got 2 minutes. I think the biggest, so we touched on this a little bit on the sustainability question, is if you make your game predicated on loving your pet and wanting to upgrade and customize your pet, you have the opportunity to create all sorts of game lore things that are used for that. And deflationary sync is the name of the game. Can you get people to care about the NFT that they get from the game? A Genopet's free. It's not a thing you have to buy. It's a pet you get that starts at level 1, that evolves to level 77, and the more you walk, you can upgrade it. So throughout that journey, if I can make you care enough about your pet or be excited enough about playing this game that you want to burn your token you earn from walking on making your pet this color, making your pet have this attribute and this wing because it just looks cooler, which, by the way, also leads to earning because a more rare pet with the cooler wings or the whatever tail and the et cetera upgrades makes it more unique, i.e. you could go sell it and earn. So I think one of the biggest differences between what we're doing and every other to earn thing out there right now is making the game about the marketplace and the players that are playing the game, buying into the game, and the earning opportunity not just coming from the utility token that I give you every day for whatever the grinding activity is. In our case, obviously, it's walking. In Step-In's case, it's also walking. All of the other whatever to earns, whether it's tapping on the screen or moving around, primarily look at the earning opportunity either from breeding more yield-generating assets or giving you utility token for whatever the grind is in the game. And that is a recipe for unsustainability. But in Genopet's case, being able to create deflationary sinks, things that you just care about because you want them for your pet, is our our plan for a more sustainable economy. We can take another one. I think they're going to pull us off the stage, but I think we are on the alpha stage, so maybe we drop some alpha of what's coming up next. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'm happy to. So, yeah, I could just talk about our platform a little bit and hand it off to you. I mean, like I mentioned before, I think simplicity to onboard gamers into this space is going to be the next wave. Like, to find the right games is really important. We launched our beta.
Download the app, sign in with Facebook, play the game.
That's exactly it. So first thing is discoverability. So our platform has about 250 games on it where, you can filter by funnest, highest earning reviews. We do have Genopets on there. We do have, it's very far in the back.
We're probably trending in the top, right?
Yeah, it's very far in the back.
We are on Magic Eden, so we better be on.
You are in the top row on ours, but yes. And then, one of the things we're thinking about is like single sign-on. If you look at Steam, you can click and play right there. So we're actually working with the game's in-game database to allow users to not have to go to every single website to play a game. But also another thing's kind of interesting that I think people don't realize is that in-game currency, or like in the database currency, that is not on chain. It would be cost prohibitive to have that minted on chain when a user sees that value in their account. And so in Axie is the easiest example, but you have to click claim twice a month before you get your SLP that's minted on chain. And so we're actually working with games. I think we have about 39 games so far where we're going to bypass the whole blockchain and go game to game if they want to move game to game, because
Oracle.
Yeah, exactly. Like you literally can click game database to database in a swap to move across games. But yeah,
that's epic. I've been thinking somebody should make a move to earn DEX where you can swap between all of them.
Yeah.
No, last thing for us, I guess, we've been in private beta for the last few months. Genopets community is pretty strong at like 200,000 across most of our channels. If you want to join genopets.gg or genopets.me/beta to sign up for our beta. We're going to go to public here soon in the next few weeks or month. So get in. We'll be at Consensus with a booth where everybody can mint their Genopet and sign up for the game. But yeah, stick around. We're excited. Thanks for having us, Dcentral team.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.